Hello to all you geeks and degenerates out there, and welcome back to our video. And today I'm joined by Enzo, and I'm your host. Hello. And today's a very special day because Enzo gave this early Christmas gift to me because I'm talking about one of the movies that I love so fucking much. Because I am a car nerd. Enzo, I would love to simulate you into my group. And this is actually a pretty good start for showing you Ford versus Ferrari. But yes, as you can see from the thumbnail and from what I've said, we're doing Ford versus Ferrari. So Enzo, actually, I'm not gonna ask you like how did you find out about this because I found out about this from Enzo. Yeah, I was like, oh, a car movie. But yeah, Enzo, what were your thoughts on the initial trailer when you first saw it, and
Uh,
then sent it to me?
um, I knew you were a car guy, first of all, so I'm like, Jummer might like this. And second, I'm like, um, the cast it's double billed to be Matt Damon and Christian Bale. I'm like, okay, I'm in, just those two names alone, and it's directed by James Mangold, who did Logan previously. So I'm like,
Yeah,
all right, I'm in. Uh, race movie directed by the guy who did Logan.
racing movie, not a race movie.
Sorry, racing movie directed by the guy who did Logan. Why the fuck not? And every trailer, I was like, this looks fucking sick. I hope it's good. And
Uh,
it turned out to be one of the greatest movies we saw before everything went to shit.
Yes, and I'm so fun. Actually, no. After that, we watched fucking Cats. Right. Anyway, but yeah, for me as well. Like when you showed me the initial trailer, well, I wasn't really hyped up about it because I was like, oh, it's just a racing movie, and plus I didn't know much about James Mangold all that much. Like I just knew like I didn't even know that he directed Logan, and then I just saw this. And I was like, okay, I'll give this one a shot. Plus, it's about the Ford GT, GT40. So I was like, oh, this is how we got this car. Fine. I'll watch it. Not much hype into it because I was like, because I'm not much of an American car guy. But my god, my thoughts have changed after this fucking movie. But yeah, I wasn't so excited for this, and then me and Enzo watched it with my cousin. And I will say, Enzo and my cousin, she, you and her were like, holy fucking shit. And I was like, yeah, Clarcy.
Yeah. Your cousin, who is, by the way, one of our Discord community members.
Yeah, she is.
We had such a great time watching it.
Yeah, and this was your first time meeting Danica. Shit, my cousin. I mean, nah, it's her name. Fuck it. But yeah, and I think that's all we gotta say for the introduction. You
Yeah,
want to get into the movie?
sure.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, we get with we get to see Matt Damon's character, Carroll Shelby, and these are real people, by the way.
Yeah,
These
this is
aren't.
based on a true event.
Yeah, and my god, holy shit, with the plane scene too. I'm like, Carroll Shelby really nosedived with a fucking plane in Detroit and scared maybe half the people there.
Hmm.
I wish we could do that today, but sadly we can't. My god, everybody was so gun ho back in the day.
I mean,
I'm
there's
just,
no reason why we can't fly planes crazy. Like,
I don't know, get rich. Let's buy a private jet. Let's start a
I mean,
religion and then
air
get money from
security has
people.
gotten much
And
tighter since September 11, 2001.
good point. And this was set in the '60s. But yeah, we get to see Carl Shelby and Christian Bale's character, which is Ken Miles, and they work so fucking good together. Like this dynamic duo. I'm sorry to say, but this is not Ford versus Ferrari because you don't get to see much of Ferrari. I really wanted to see like the side of Ferrari and how they were engineering shit to be better than Ford, and vice versa. But no, it was pretty much Ken Miles, Kyle Shelby versus Ford. This is the entire fucking movie, just them trying to fight corporate.
Yeah, but that's not more interesting title, them versus corporate. So it's like, huh?
I think the best name for this that would suit it was Ford, and that's it. In big red bold letters in a very evil villainy look. Because holy shit, Ford sucks.
Yeah,
Not as like a car manufacturer. They bring out some really good shit. It's just that they suck as people.
Henry Ford II and uh, Leo Beebe are well. Leo Beebe is kind of worse because he's the a typical ass kisser of corporate
Oh,
world.
he's that Smeagol looking fella, like, hey, yes, master, kind of
Yeah,
deal.
and
Um,
Henry Ford again second is just out of touch, as you can see.
yeah,
So much so
you
that
could tell like a lot of heart
yeah,
isn't into automobiles. Yeah, sure, he spouts nonsense from here to there, like, oh, we are supposed to be the best manufacturer and we make cars this much and shit. But all in all, it's just numbers to them. It's all just money. It's
mhm,
all corporate. Well, that's why we love the underdogs, which is Matt Damon and Christian Bale, trying their best to
to
like,
do what they love,
yeah,
despite
to
of
do what they love, but also try to navigate through with Ford
yeah, because
throughout this movie.
they're worried that since Ken's such a hothead, that he'll say the wrong thing at the wrong time, and that won't be good for the press, at least
Yeah,
for Ford. So you see all this corporate um, trying to get their hands on like the product, and the drivers like, don't say this, do that, don't be like this. You have to be like
you
us.
gotta dress this way, you gotta look this way, you gotta be presentable. I'm like,
Yeah, it's what Ken Miles points out. It's like that corporations made of lawyers and workers who are just trying to please their boss, who's trying to please their boss, who's trying to please their
trying to
boss,
please their
and
boss.
they hate people like you because you don't have to do that.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of like Miles. Sorry, Ken Miles' character. We're not talking about Spider-Man. Sorry, uh, but that's why I love his character is that he doesn't really care. But then again, it goes to his downfall because it is like a little bit of a barrier to because they have to please corporate while they're doing their own fucking thing. And you can tell the you can tell the determination. Yeah, again, they got a blank check. They got all the money in the world to spend. But still, the determination. I don't know why I'm fucking up the word determination. In, into making the perfect car to beat Ferrari is such a fucking trip. Like it is the best. It's not even a montage. It is throughout the entire movie. You're seeing them and how they get better each step. Sure, the car sucks at first, but then they make it better. And I love every scene that we get with the Ford, GT Ford.
Yeah, all the racing scenes are like when they're testing out the car. By the way, the cinematography is excellent. This one, it's not especially for the races.
Yeah, I was gonna say that same
Um,
thing, but go on, go on. I'll
and the
gush
score
about it
is
later.
pretty good too. Like when there's just Ken racing down the track by himself. The score is excellent, and
Hmm.
I keep reminding myself you have to have that score someday, but I fail to do it. But like someday I will
Dude,
have it.
I swear, I have a car now and it's manual and I drive around. I would put that on, but I really try my best not to put down the pedal because I was like, "Mm, it is tempting, but I cannot. I must
There
obey the law."
there are beautiful moments when like um, Ken Miles is describing what the perfect lap is to his son, uh,
Mm,
Peter. And
yeah,
he's like, not a lot of people can see that, and the fact that you can, there's something about you, and the fact, and how he describes how a car may be, an inanimate object, but in some way, shape, or form, it's alive, and you have to
yeah.
respect it and know its breaking point.
It has an inorganic soul
Yeah,
to a lot of car guys. A lot of car guys relate to this movie a lot because to non-car people, not just car guys, but also car girls, to a lot of non-car enthusiasts, they really think, and I've heard it from a lot. Why do guys or girls who like cars get so attached to a car? To us, yeah, sure, it's just a metal box with four wheels and brings you from point A to point B. To us, it's alive. To us, we care about it. We take care of it. We give it enough oil within every 5 kilometers. We have to change its oil. We have to take care of it because it takes care of us. And you could see that in this movie as well. Like all car guys are like, yeah, we get you. Especially me. Car guys and car girls. Sorry.
um, and people are like, why would I want to watch a movie about cars? Trust me,
Exactly.
it's not about that.
Oh my god.
It's about doing what you love with such passion, and determination, despite
No
being
matter the hurdles.
yeah. We that's something we can all relate to, like overcoming the hurdles, being like, I just want to do what I love doing.
Yeah, and this is why I really like Ken Miles because the dude is doing his fucking best just to do what he wants to fucking do. But then again, there are a lot of things that he like stops him from doing it. And especially there's a scene where Carol Shelby talks with Leo Bibi and Ayakoka, played by God, what's his name? Punisher.
Berntal, John
Yeah, John
Berntal.
Bertal. Yeah, and they're talking about like, oh, Ken is not a Ford man. Why would you want a Ford man? You have raw talent and pure passion behind the wheel. Why would you want a Ford man?
Yeah,
Oh well, you might say the wrong things, as Enzo said, but this is your best chance of winning. Do you want an image or do you want to win? And that, dude, I know that it's fake, and not fake, but I mean, like, I know that these characters are just being played. But I was like, I hate you so much. But good job to the actors who played. Sorry, I don't know your name,
uh,
but you
Leo
played
Beebe,
Leo Bibi so well that I
Josh
hated you.
Lucas.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, this dude played an asshole so well.
and this is something different for John Berntal to do. He's not been like,
He's not in the center.
yeah, and he's not like a vigilante or a rough dunking.
No, no, he's pure on business, man. This
Yeah.
guy doesn't drive the car. He doesn't know anything about cars. This man knows business, and that's I'm like,
You have to put them
I'm.
down, Red.
I was like,
Shane. I mean, I forgot the
I'm not
Walking
used to
Dead.
you not, breaking somebody's nose and shooting them in the kneecap.
Is that how you do it, Rick? Rick. But yeah, I love all the cast. Like, for going, I think for me at least, this is Christian Bale's best non-Batman performance. Like, yeah, he's great in other movies, but this is like, for me at least, his
Dude,
best moment as an
this
actor.
movie was so grounded. Like,
Yeah,
there's no like suspension of disbelief. You believe every little bit of. Well, it's a true story.
yeah,
Every bit of it. Of course, me fighting corporate like the Carol Shelby scene with Henry Ford, where he tells him like, "Oh, we scared the shit out of Ferrari because we went so fucking fast. You're welcome." I'm like, I don't think if you dissed your boss, you would get the job that you want, or the permission to like, or not be fired.
I guess it's the force
The
like
drama.
the no that and
Oh,
like the balls on this guy to
yeah,
tell
I
me
think
these things.
it might have happened. Who knows? Carol Shelby, rest in peace. I really hope it happened.
Yeah. But yeah, in these, based on a true story, you never know what's true and
Yeah,
what's not.
of course, there's a little bit of like drama put in here and there.
I mean, Braveheart's based on a true story. And it's like, yes, he totally slept with the French queen. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Um, but throughout this movie, man, like I was just so happy. Like, sure, we get like we got slower scenes from here to there, like them talking, them doing business. I didn't fucking mind. Like, I wonder how they're gonna get Ken Miles in the race. Cause, dude, if you see, Ken is the one who's like carrying the entire team. Like, if you're playing Valorant or some shit, and that everybody's having like maybe 5 to 6 kills, and that one dude's having the 20. Like, he's that guy. They won't win without him. And again, I love the character of Ken Miles a little too much. Like, shit. And knowing the fact that he worked for Ford before and then they ripped him off, this is just like a really good redemption arc.
Yeah. Like another scene I like is when it's was like Ken Miles' wife is like, since they're already going through hard times, and he said, I won't do racing anymore. But she finds out he's been going out. She's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know what I'm doing. And she
Yeah.
starts going really fast. He's like, whoa, 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 you're going too fast. She's like, tell me, what are you doing at night? He's like, okay, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
No, but I get it though. I
Yeah.
I get it because he looks like he has something behind her back,
Yeah.
and she, to be honest, she's the best wife. She's best wife. Like, holy shit! Like, this is a one supportive wife. Yeah, sure. That scene was a realistic scene, a little bit terrifying and a little bit uncalled for. But I get it. She doesn't want him lying to her,
Yeah.
and that like he's making decisions to make her happy instead of him, which would break their marriage eventually.
Yeah.
No, she just supported the entire fucking way. That's
Yeah.
waifu.
And like I love the scene where they're fighting Ken Miles and Carroll Shelby after the disastrous first race.
He started like he starts twisting like Ken Miles' nipples. What the fuck was that nippy thing?
And then she's just watching. She's like, I guess.
She a cool wife.
Yeah. And then she's like, so I'm gonna go get the groceries. Is there anything you need? And he's like, ice cream, please.
Ice cream. Don't get him ice cream. Just me.
Ah.
Yeah. And yeah, I love after that. Carroll Shelby was able to put Ken Miles in a race,
Yeah.
and this is like the first time seeing this was so fucking badass. It was the 7K plus go like hell
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah. Um,
Ah,
if you were in the theater, or if you got a good headset or a good sound system, this movie's a absolute treat
Yeah.
to watch. Because you
It's
hear the sound of the
yeah.
car engines.
mm,
It's beautiful.
yeah, and it's not just that. The score again. I don't know who did the
Score.
composing for the
Hmm.
music, but yo, like we get like jazz type feels when it comes to like the business, and it fits it very well. But once you get to the cars, we get this galloping feel. Like this would sound very well like in a western,
Yeah.
like a horse galloping throughout somewhere. But no, it's a car, and it feels so right.
Yeah, and I agree. The Daytona race is absolutely excellent.
And you see again, Ken Miles held back by corporate, and him not going 7K, which I kind of get because you can blow up the engine if you go a little bit too high.
Hmm.
And standard for cars today is 6K. Sorry, 6,000 RPM. And I kind of get why they were like, cool it down. But little did they know the car's actually capable of going above it. I'm like, damn, he passed the red line. All right. And that shit was so fucking good. And we're seeing like Stingrays and Mustangs blowing up. And also, yeah, little did I know that the original Mustang, the first one, kind of sucked. I'm so happy that they got it right the second time.
Yeah, I like how Ken Miles pointed out. Like I
Yeah,
rather
it's
got
a love
any
of
other car.
lard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
It's better off with the Chevy Chevelle. That's a terrible car. I'm like, I love it so much.
going back a bit, like I like the first encounter between
Ayakoka.
no
and,
Ken Miles
No, no,
and
and Leo BB.
no Ken Miles, yeah, Ken Miles and the UBB and Ken Miles and Carroll Shelby were. It's like if you don't shut up, I'm gonna toss this wrench at your head, and then he
Oh,
does, and
yeah.
Carroll Shelby keeps that wrench for a good while.
I mean, Ken Miles is a hothead.
Yeah.
But the dude's been through war, so I'm gonna give him a break.
Right?
Dude, again, this dude is real, by the way. This dude made a car, made his own GM model, raced it, won multiple times, and then they shipped him to Germany and he fought in a war in a tank. And then he came back and won 24 hours of Le Mans and Daytona. And I'm like,
Well, he didn't win 24 hours.
oh, right. He competed. Dude, he was second.
We can get to that later.
Yeah.
And the absolute ridiculousness of that.
There were 3 races. It was Daytona and Sebring.
Uh, yeah, or like if you count the first one, Matt Damon was in the first.
No.
Le
There was no. Ken Miles won the big 3, if I remember. It was,
Oh, right.
yeah, I forgot the other race.
Yeah. But who are we kidding? The one in Le Mans is where what we all come from.
Yeah, this is where we all, and I love it. It does not slow down.
Yeah.
Like you could be like, oh, this is the final act of the movie. I could relax. I know he's gonna win. The entire time you're on the edge of your seat, because to normal people, racing is just driving a car fast, turn left, turn right. If you're doing NASCAR, it's just left. But
like
no offense to the people who like NASCAR. It's a pretty good sport, and I love it.
when we were watching it together, like I was half tempted to be like, I need to go to the CR and just Google it while I was in the CR. Like, who the fuck wins?
Are you serious?
Yeah, because the tension is so good. I'm like, oh my god, did I just come here to watch him lose? Kind of did in the end, but like,
Yeah.
not in the worst way possible.
Yeah, and me and Enzo, I will be honest, we didn't know shit about the 24 Hours of Le Mans then. how the GT40 came to be.
I remember
This is all
you
new to us.
going, fuck, this is so good. I'm like, yes, but at the same time, this is so dense. And you, Danik, and I were just like at the end of shit. We're like,
Yeah, we're
I
just
hope
like, again, Danica and Enzo are not car people. But at the same time, even my mom, we were watching that movie here. They stopped stopped texting and threw their phones away, and they sat down and watched the race. That's how good this fucking thing is.
right?
Because as I was saying, this is not just a car driving and turning left or right and being who's first. You're seeing people crash. You're seeing the science when it comes to tread, brakes,
And it's like
people
way
being in the
before
pits.
safety precautions were installed. Like,
I don't know. There was shit ton of safety.
yeah, but
precautions,
like not as much as today.
not today. They didn't have airbags. I mean,
Airbags.
race cars today don't have airbags. They have like harnesses and a roll cage, and
Yeah.
you're good.
Yeah, but like the 1960s, like you just have your seat and good luck.
Good luck. You got a helmet and a fireproof suit that might save you.
Might.
Yeah, because you see that one Ferrari dude who blows up. I'm like, my God, I hope he's okay.
like that's one of the tensest parts of this movie, where other than his door being constantly open at the beginning, it's him trying to outrace the other two Ferrari guys. That one guy and 20, I believe, and Venditti, and you're like, when he's neck and neck with Venditti, and it's like you're both pushing the cars to the maximum, and you're like, I wonder which one's going to blow up first, and it's Venditti. You're like, oh fucking hell! You feel like Ken Miles. You're just like, yes, I am happy to, Ken.
Yeah, because like for me it was more terrifying because I like if you know your cars, you're going in this really long straight. You're up to all your gears. You're at like maybe I don't know 7th, depends on what the fuck that car has.
And every time
Maybe 6th.
Leo Beebe would try to interfere, it's like just let him race. Stop telling him to ease up. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You know nothing.
And then, especially in the Daytona race, there's that one pit guy. He's like, "Go, slow down a bit, Ken." He's like, "Get that fucking thing away before he sees it."
I like Carroll Shelby stealing them stopwatches. He's like, "You want one? It's Italian."
Yeah, and he's like, "Where's the stopwatches? There's a screw. We're losing a screw."
And you
Sorry, lug nut.
see how much of the difference of the different types of bosses Henry Ford II is compared to Enzo Ferrari. Just like him leaving in a helicopter, leaving his crew without saying really goodbye.
Like saying goodbye or good luck.
Yeah.
Nah, the dude just left, went to the presses, and left, and went for dinner somewhere in Paris. While
And then he's like,
Enzo Ferrari stayed
yeah,
and watched the entire race.
and said
Or
goodbye.
slept.
But he still said goodbye. It's like, look at this, a guy flying off in his smoking helicopter. It's like, I like the guy. He's like, oh damn, Mr. Ford probably is going somewhere nice, and the other guy's like, probably.
Probably. I love Pops too. Yeah,
Yeah.
Pops is also a good standout.
Like, what do you mean
secondary
probably?
character.
No, he's a billionaire. He probably is going to spend, well, not billionaire, but like millionaire. He is probably going to spend the night somewhere nice. But like, again, the difference between Enzo and Ford is like Enzo's kind of a better boss. Like,
Yeah, not in a financial sense because the man will go bankrupt to reach perfection, which
Yeah.
I love. His character, I love that about his character is that
yeah,
this dude is very passionate about the cars.
unlike
He's not,
Ford.
yeah, unlike Ford where he's very passionate about money.
Yeah, and like, you see, when going back to literally almost the beginning, when they're like, if we merge, you can't really do Le Mans
You don't have a
anymore.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have a say if you want to be in this race or
It's
not.
like, how dare you? I am insulted as a man, as an Italian, as an constructor.
As a racer, as an innovator, I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck you.
Yeah, and then when he switches to be like, tell Henry Ford, he is not Henry Ford, he is Henry Ford II. You're like, oh, that burns deep.
Yeah.
Like, you can even see it in his face when he's like, what else did he say? You're Henry Ford II. He's like,
Like the fat part and like your factories are ugly. Like that didn't hit him hard. But when he goes, you're not Henry Ford the first, you're Henry Ford II. You see a smile go away. I'm like,
yeah.
oh, that hit him close.
Before we go to Le Mans, I also like the part where Carroll Shelby literally has to terrify the shit out of him He'd be like, you know, you get it. Why we need Ken Miles? Why we need a driver
Oh
to
yeah,
drive?
where they finally show the final product. Like
Yeah,
this is the Ford GT40. Like this is it, and it looks so good with the fucking racing blue. I think it was midnight blue. I don't know, and the gold rims. I was like, oh, so well. I don't like American cars, but technically it's a British car. But I'm like, oh, it's so good.
yeah. And then they lock Leo BB in the room. We're like, ah, fuck you. You don't get to say this
Hmm.
time. Um,
Yeah,
but they kind of
and
scare us in the middle when Ken's car catches on fire. I'm like, is this how he goes out? And then he
oh
escapes. We're
yeah,
like,
I really thought like Carroll Shelby had to step up and like I have to drive since Ken Miles can't.
yeah. But
But
no,
no, no, fireproof suit.
yeah.
Woo! I was like,
Uh, but
we're in
yeah,
the middle of the movie.
after he catches up with the Ferrari people, like the most ridiculous thing happens. You're like, hey, they wanted to slow down and have a picture perfect finish with the rest of the Ford cars. Like three Fords going across the finish line. And there's the moment when you, I, and Danica were like, why?
Yeah, we were so pissed to a movie that to a thing that already happened. We were so fucking pissed because the rules are if three cars are all together go through the finish line together, they can't be all first place. So they had to choose the one that was the furthest, and which was number two. Sorry, was it number two?
Oh, number five.
Was it not? Was it number five? The black number 5,
Mhm.
driven by McLaren, and that broke all our hearts. Even though it's a real event and it's for sure it's in the history books, we were just like, "What?"
To be honest, if I was McLaren, the other driver, I'd be like, we should let them go first.
Yeah, I would have like stopped my car and like, already like put down the brakes a little bit so he could just go.
Like,
Sure, we get that picture perfect thing, but I'm like, still, this man carried carried the engineering department, carried the racing department, and carried the entire team in the fucking race. So I'm like, this man deserves the entire world. Sure, he's a hothead. I'm like, this man worked so fucking hard to keep you guys alive.
and to get you jobs and
Yeah,
give you validation to this brand.
yeah. The car that you're driving, he made that. No, not really made, but like, he made it better.
Give validation to the brand, like it's not a joke anymore. Like
Mm.
when he steps out of the car and he notices like, wait, I didn't win, did I?
No, I love the actual interview with Ken Miles. Like here, he just walked away. But in real life, he went to the interviewers and they asked, "Do you feel like you've been cheated out of your first place?" Because everybody knew that he was first, and this doesn't seem right. And he was like, "Please don't write anything bad about these people. These people have been good to me. This company took care of me." And no, he did it professionally. Like he said that Ford were nice to me. So
Mhm.
please don't bash them in in the tabloids.
Um,
And which breaks my heart even more. I'm like, shit. This
um,
dude. Oh, sorry. I'm going back a bit. The night plus rain scene. That's the point where I was like, you can't say that racing is a joke after watching this scene, because this is so terrifying. Like really driving that fast in the
at
dark
night.
at night with rain, where you could slip, where your car can just slide when you don't brake enough. As you can see, I'm very passionate about this movie. I'm sorry. I love this movie so much.
That's fine, man.
Yeah. This shit's no fucking joke, especially with what Ken Miles achieved. I'm like, damn. Rest in peace, man.
And I love the tip of the hat that Enzo does for him. It's like, you didn't
Mm.
win, but I acknowledge that you are the best one out of all of these people.
Yeah, out of everybody here, you are the best one. That is the best thing you could get from Enzo Ferrari, is that man gave you respect. This is
Yeah.
your enemy. Your
Mm.
boss would have never given you this.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
And he plans, he plans to make the car better with Carroll, Shelby, and they.
oh yeah,
test
they
it
get
out.
the second version. Yeah.
Yeah, they test it out in the desert, and you're like, I think he's gonna ride out into the desert. Into the
No,
sunset at least. Nope. And this is
no,
the
but
part where,
yeah, go on.
again, you, Janica, and I, sorry, Danica and I just sat up. We're like,
Janica.
no fucking way. Movie, don't you do this to us.
Yeah, I didn't. We didn't know that he dies.
Yeah.
Like, oh, because we hear Carroll Shelby's monologue again, where he's talking about 7,000 RPM and how this is the point where everything feels like it's weightless. And when he's doing that, I'm like, something's off. Wait a minute.
Like
Wait,
when he
what's
starts to
gonna
lose
happen?
control, I'm like, he's got this.
Oh yeah, no. At first I was like, then I see the car going like this. I was like, I was like, oh no.
And then I'm like, he got this, he got it. But like when Matt Damon stands up, I'm like, no, he's fine, he's fine. And then it's zooming out from his son. And then the last thing you see is the hat, and we're like, no.
I mean, that's not the only thing you see. You see the car flip
Yeah.
and turn into dust and blow up. I'm like,
Yeah,
holy
but the hat literally is like the final.
yeah,
nail.
it's the final nail in the coffin. I was like, damn. And he wasn't wearing the protective suit.
Yeah, so it's like
And
I thought it was like maybe he's just badly injured, you know.
no.
No,
And
the moment you see the hat, you're like, fuck.
dude, this shit made me tear up. I don't know anything about Ken Miles until this movie, and then after, as I did my research, I teared up in the movie. I was like, and then I was like, that was just like those manly like, it's hard. And then we get to, yeah, you could argue that this movie should have ended there. They didn't need this extra maybe 5 minutes. No,
You
we
needed it though. You needed
I
closure.
needed this. I needed this. For you, nah, but like for me, yeah.
I needed
we-
it too. I'm like, I need closure.
Yeah.
Um,
You see that there's a new driver who's representing Ford and the GT40, and you see you see Carroll Shelby like, this fucker doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He only drove it for an hour. You can't get shit from an hour. I'm like, damn, you're right. Fuck you. And you see him grieving, like hard,
yeah.
and you see Pops just like sometimes they don't get out of the car. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like this is a pro. Like, I wish he didn't die, but I mean, like, it's very fitting for his character.
Yeah, and then he goes to his home and he sees his son when he's about to enter the house. The guy, words are useless sometimes.
Hmm.
And then the
But tools.
tools are useful, and then starts to describe as that, and you, Danik, and I are like just really trying hard.
No. We were like, it's a movie. It's a movie. And we're like trying to hold it in.
Yeah.
But then we see Matt Damon tearing up, and we're like, fuck. We're like, god damn it. Well,
Man.
no joke. Me and Enzo and Danica, we don't know anything about these characters. We straight up cried in the theater. We're like, fuck. It was a good movie.
And he says hi or bye to Molly, and he rides off to the sunset. We're like, fuck, yeah, this is a great movie. And if it doesn't,
To
get
be honest,
any-
I'm tearing up right now thinking about it.
well, you say that. I love the fact that this movie was nominated for an Oscar for best movie.
I wish it won.
Yeah, that's what won actually.
Well, for all we know, it's not Cats.
Oh, fuck. I know. Even Christian Bale was.
Was it? I think it was Parasite. It was Parasite.
Yeah, it was Parasite, which
Yeah.
we'll get to someday.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Yeah,
Good on you, Korea. Fuck, you
more
put
than
out a good
deserves
one.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think Christian Bale was also nominated for like lead actor, and then I think lost to Joaquin Phoenix for Joker.
He was robbed. No. Again, kudos to Joaquin Phoenix. But I really thought Carroll Shelby was gonna be the main character. Now it's Ken Miles.
Mm.
God,
even if it's
any more
double-billed.
thoughts? Yeah.
Yeah, even if it's double billed, Christian Bale really steals the show from Matt Damon. But not to
Mhm.
say Matt Damon's horrible or like it's not as
No.
compelling. He's great, but Christian Bale just like Ken Miles just overtakes him by a little bit.
Again, yeah. As same with the character and the character that he's playing, Christian Bale pretty much carried this movie. No, not really. I don't want to say carried because that would be saying that everybody in this movie was horrible and he was the saving grace. No, no. Everybody
Did the role,
okay.
but
They're they're all they're yeah.
Christian
Christian
Bale
Bale
took
just
it to
took
a
it.
new height.
Everybody was at the 10, like
Yeah.
everybody here in this movie. Christian Bale just took it to an 11.
Yeah, which cements the fact that Christian Bale is one of the greatest actors of our generation, for sure.
For sure, especially with Matt Damon.
Yeah.
But this ain't his movie.
Anything those two are in, I'm always like, all right, I'm gonna watch it. Except with Matt Damon, that Great Wall movie, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna skip that.
Same here. I get it that Pedro Pascal's there, but like no.
But yeah,
I will say,
has misses too.
Yeah. Fuck you, James Mangold, for giving me those bittersweet endings, especially with Logan. Fuck you for making me feel, and I love you so much for it. But yeah, how about you, Enzo? What would you rate this perfection of a movie? I didn't give a rating yet.
I think you just said your rating.
Yeah.
I have no complaints about this movie at all. I think, again, no movie's perfect, but this is up there. I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10. I really love this movie. Like, as you said, there's no moment that slows down. You're like, this is boring. Like, so I was watching this movie with like a Discord group, and people were like, "It's all right." I'm like, why?
Wait, hold up. Let me know their names. Send me their addresses, please.
Like when they were racing, it's like, oh my god, the heat turned left. I'm like, that's
not the point.
How can you not enjoy such gripping races? They're like, I would rather watch a Marvel movie. Marvel's good, but to be honest,
it's argument. Oh, he punched left and right. Fuck off. Sorry.
Again, that's also
your own opinion.
Oranges, but for me at least, this is kind of better than a lot of the Marvel movies for obvious reasons. This is like not big CGI battles. This is more character driven.
Dude, this I don't know about the crashes, but like this was practical. They didn't need CG for this shit.
And when you can tell such a bittersweet ending and still be like, what a great earned ending. It's like, damn, you did a great job. Like a lot of things try to have that bitter ending, even in games, something like, I hate to bring this up, but Last of Us 2, we're like, no, that's not earned at all. Fuck off. I don't want to play your game no more.
Yeah, I guess.
But something more on the lines of, Red Dead 2, where that is a bittersweet ending.
Bittersweet ending, yeah, right there.
And that's this is why we love cinema and video games, because they are subjective, but we can argue all we want objectively, but at the end of the day, it's all subjective. But this is, at least for me, an objectively great movie.
For me, 10 out of 10, man. I would say 11 out of 10, because holy shit, nothing's wrong with this movie.
Yeah.
Perfect the entire way. Like, the thing is, I'm a car guy. I appreciated it a little bit more than Enzo and Danica. But then again, Danica and Enzo loved the shit out of this movie.
Yeah. We're also
if you
throwing up by the end.
Yeah, you don't need to be a car guy. You could enjoy the story by itself. You don't need to know what the GT40 was. You don't need to know that a Mustang sucks or not. You could enjoy this movie in any way you like. If you don't like racing, trust me, you won't care. The story itself, it will carry it. And yeah, sorry, I'm not. Sorry, I'm still gushing about it.
Keep gushing. I like you gushing.
Oh, thank you, babe. But yeah, there's a perfect Christmas present from Enzo to me. I get to review my favorite movie, and I would say
of all time.
It's hard to say, man.
It's really hard to say.
It's up there, man.
I love it.
It's up there. I'm sorry, but like this movie, I love so much.
So his next project, James Mangold's next project, is Indiana Jones 5. I'm a bit nervous, but at the same time, him being the director and I believe having full control, I'm like, all right, take us home. I trust you.
Yeah. Well, I have a question for you. What would you like James Mangold to touch upon? Like maybe
after Indy? After Indy?
Yeah, after Indy. Like maybe a biopic or something like that. Do you want him to like retell a story that happened in real life, what kind of story would you
I
like see him do?
I would like to, maybe if he's into fantasy or wants to try out fantasy, try to do a retelling of the King Arthur lore, because we've tried a couple of times within the last decade. Be nice if we had a good one.
Yeah, it would. I'm sorry,
Like,
dude from Pacific Rim. That one isn't good.
he's boring in that one. That whole, well, to be fair, that whole movie is boring.
Sorry, Jude Law, you couldn't carry it.
Um, but before you say your pick, like, I'm glad it's him directing Indy 5. If it was Spielberg and Lucas again, I'd be like, hi. Oh, I might skip it.
Yeah, same here.
What's your pick?
Yeah. Okay, I know I'm sticking to racing. I want him to do a movie about Group B racing. Group B rally racing, because Group B was a terrifying race that's went on for like maybe 2 to 3 years, and then they had to stop it there because it was so fucking dangerous. But yeah, I really want to see maybe a Group B rally movie with him directing it, because for sure it's gonna be amazing.
It's a shame that his Boba Fett movie was cancelled. Yes.
I did not know that. When was this
Uh,
supposed to be?
it was first given to Josh Trank when all the Force Awakens is coming out, and we had rumors of like the next one's Rogue One and the Han Solo movie, and the spin-offs would be like the next spin-off will be Boba Fett. Josh Trank from what's the name of the found footage movie with Dane DeHaan and Michael B. Jordan? I forgot the name, but they have superpowers.
Chronicle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he did find Force Awakens. After that, Disney's like, nope, we're taking that back from you. We're going to give this to James Mangold. And somewhere along the line, I guess they just couldn't agree with each other, so he's not directing it anymore. But we get the book of Boba Fett, and we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, oh, for sure it's gonna be amazing. Hopefully.
Hopefully,
Hopefully,
please do
but
this character justice, please,
yeah. Please, what we got in the original trilogy was
please help this man.
he was so the figure was so white that he couldn't see it properly.
I know they saw the helmet anyway.
I guess. But anyway, we reached the end of our video. Enzo, where can they find you individually?
Let's do a count of how many times John and I tried to hold back tears, starting from No Time to Die,
Yeah.
17 to the.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can find us at facebook.com/geeks and the Giants. We also have a Discord community where you can maybe find Danica. Who knows?
Yeah, you could talk to her there.
Yeah,
See
that's
how
true.
she found the fucking movie.
Yeah. I am on Twitter and Instagram at Gandalfus1995. Jeremy, where can they find you?
You can find me at JohnGeom. It is my art account on Instagram. Yes, stop by, plug my art. Who knows? Yeah. But anyway, to all you geeks and degenerates out there, please social distance, wear a mask, register to vote, and we'll see you guys next time. Ciao.
Bye.